Hush. Listen. The kitchen at night isn't always as quiet as you think. Sometimes the hum of the fridge grows louder, almost like a heartbeat. The light above the stove flickers, and the air feels a little colder, like winter sneaking through the cracks. And if you look closely, you might notice the fridge door trembling, just a little, as though it's hiding a secret. Tonight, something unusual is about to happen. And Kai is about to discover that midnight snacks aren't as simple as they seem. This is the story of the fridge that locked itself. Late one night, Kai tiptoed into the kitchen, holding his breath as if the walls themselves might tattle. His socks slid quietly across the cold tiles, and he whispered to himself, "Just one little bite. No one will ever know." With a slow creak, the fridge door opened. There it was, a giant slice of chocolate cake, perched proudly on the shelf like a prize waiting just for him. Then, slam! The fridge door swung shut on its own, nearly catching his fingers. Kai stumbled backward in shock. Before he could even breathe, a deep, frosty voice filled the kitchen, booming, "Enough, Kai! Too many sweets." Kai froze, his eyes wide. His fridge was talking. Suddenly, the handle snapped locked, glowing with an icy blue shimmer. Then, a note appeared across the door, "Earn the keys in the Freezerlands, one veggie at a time." The fridge shimmered like glassy ice, and before Kai could blink, whoosh! A snowy whirlwind burst out, wrapping around him and pulling him inside. He landed with a thud in a world of frost towers and frozen bridges, his teeth chattering. "Where am I?" he whispered. From the icy mist, a knight stepped forward, armor clanking, a celery spear in hand. His body was all broccoli. "I am Sir Brock," he boomed. "To unlock your fridge, you must face the veggie trials. Each guardian holds a key." Kai swallowed hard. If I fail?" Sir Brock leaned close, his voice dropping low. "Then you'll eat broccoli. Forever." Kai gasped. This was going to be way tougher than sneaking cake. Sir Brock guided Kai across the frozen bridges until they reached a cave glowing bright orange. Its walls sparkled like crystal, shaped into towering carrots that stretched to the ceiling. Suddenly, the ground rumbled. "I'm Captain Carrot," boomed a deep voice. Out popped a giant carrot wearing a miner's hat, his arms crossed firmly. "If you want my key, you must crunch your way through this cave." Kai's eyes widened. The path ahead was blocked with thick carrot fence, as solid as stone. He wrinkled his nose. "Carrots? Really?" But with a deep breath, he leaned forward and took a giant bite. Crunch! To his surprise, his eyes lit up. "Hey, this isn't bad." Bite after bite, he munched and crunched, the cave glowing brighter with every chew. Finally, with a shimmer of light, the first icy key floated gently into his hands. Kai's journey led him to a swamp that bubbled and hissed with thick green goo. He groaned, wrinkling his nose. Spinach. Why did it have to be spinach? The murky waters began to churn, rising higher and higher until a monster of tangled leaves towered before him. Its voice thundered, "Cross, if you dare." A narrow bridge stretched across the swamp, creaking under his weight. With every step, the planks sank lower, threatening to disappear beneath the slime. Panic gripped Kai, until, suddenly, a bundle of spinach leaves appeared in his hands. He hesitated, sighed, and took a bite. Chomp! Then another. Energy rushed through his arms and legs. He felt stronger, steady. With each bite, his steps grew firmer, and the bridge rose to meet him. At last, he reached solid ground. The spinach monster let out a rumbling laugh, then softened into a smile before vanishing. In its place, the second icy key shimmered in the air, waiting for Kai to claim it. The next trial was pure chaos. A crimson storm whipped across the snowy plains. Whoosh! Tomatoes spun wildly through the air, splatting everywhere with juicy bursts. From inside the swirling tornado came a booming voice. Balance is key. It was the Tomato Guardian. In a flash, Kai found himself on a spinning platform. 3 tomatoes flying into his hands. His eyes went wide. Wait, I don't know how to juggle. He panicked. Still, he gave it a try. 1 toss, 2 tosses, wobble, wobble, he nearly dropped them. Then, unexpectedly, a laugh bubbled out of him. Okay. This is kinda fun. He tossed, he caught, finding a steady rhythm. Toss, catch, until the storm around him began to slow. The Tomato Guardian stepped forward, bowing deeply. You did it. With a shimmer, the third icy key dropped into Kai's hands, dripping with tomato juice. Ahead stretched a rainbow bridge glowing with bright bell peppers, red, yellow, and green. Together they sang, "Choose wisely." First came the red pepper with a riddle. What has roots but cannot walk? Kai thought hard. A plant. Correct. Next, the yellow pepper flashed colors in a tricky memory game. Red, green, yellow, green, red. Kai repeated perfectly. Finally, the green pepper stomped and shouted, "Dance or fall." The bridge shook as Kai spun, wiggled, and nearly slipped. Whoa! But with one last twirl, he made it across. The peppers cheered, tossing him the fourth icy key with a fiery olay. A roaring blizzard swallowed the sky, snow whipping in every direction. From the frozen ground, a giant broccoli tree rose tall and mighty. Final trial. Thundered the broccoli elder. The storm split open, and candy monsters charged, sugar cubes, lollipops, even wrappers with sharp, snapping teeth. In Kai's hands appeared broccoli spears. He hurled them like snowballs. Whack, whack, splat. One by one, the candy creatures melted into sticky puddles. Breathless, cheeks red but smiling, Kai stood tall. The broccoli elder's branches glowed. Well done, Kai. You've chosen strength over sweets. Slowly, the elder lowered the shimmering final key into his hand. With all 5 keys, Kai opened a golden chest in the middle of Freezerlands. Shing! A burst of icy wind whooshed, then suddenly, he was back in his kitchen. Click! The fridge unlocked. Inside, the cake and candy were still there. But now fresh fruits, glowing veggies, and golden milk sparkled like treasure. Kai smiled. Okay, fridge. I get it. Balance. He poured a glass of milk, grabbed some grapes, and whispered, "Thanks." From deep inside, the fridge purred softly, as if saying, "Mission complete." And that, my friends, was the fridge that locked itself. Kai learned that sometimes the key to strength, balance, and even adventure and strong body is simply eating your veggies. The end. If you enjoyed this story, don't forget to like, share, and follow, or please hit subscribe. Every click helps us grow and bring you more stories and adventures.